Have you ever woken up in the morning, rubbed your eyes, stretched, and felt that familiar heaviness in your body? That sluggish, foggy feeling like no amount of sleep could shake it off? You go about your day, maybe try to push through, grab a coffee, maybe even force yourself to exercise, but deep down, you know something's off. Your energy isn't what it used to be. Your focus isn't sharp. And your confidence, well, it's quietly slipping away. If you're over 50, let me tell you something, you're not imagining it. This is happening to more men than you realize. And here's the thing, it's not just about getting older. It's not about some cruel twist of fate. In most cases, it's about small, often overlooked changes in your daily routine. Little habits, things you might not even think twice about, quietly stealing your energy, your drive, and your performance. The truth is, there's one simple thing you can do every morning, a small, seemingly insignificant step, that can completely change the way you feel. I'm talking about a change that could make your mornings feel lighter, your afternoons sharper, and your evenings, well, full of energy you thought you'd lost years ago. Imagine feeling like you're 20 again, not just in body but in mind and spirit. Feeling alive, focused, and unstoppable, without relying on endless caffeine or expensive supplements. By the end of this video, you're going to discover the exact morning habit that can do this for you. Not some hype-filled gimmick, not a quick fix that fades after a week, but a real, actionable habit that boosts energy, supports performance, and even strengthens your long-term health. Stick with me because skipping this advice? Well, it could mean missing out on something that men over 50 are only starting to realize, and many wish they had discovered years ago. But before we dive in, I want you to do something simple. Comment below right now, type, "I'm ready," if you're serious about reclaiming that energy, that performance, and that confidence you thought was gone. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for elderly advice for life. Every week, we share simple, powerful tips that help men like you take control of their health, their energy, and their life, one small habit at a time. So, are you ready? Let's jump in because what you're about to learn could change the way you start every single morning, and it might just make you feel like your 20-year-old self again. Alright, let's dive into the first key step that can completely change the way you feel in the mornings, your protein intake. Imagine this for a moment. You wake up tomorrow morning, the sun is shining, you stretch, and instead of that usual sluggish feeling dragging you down, you feel alive, energized. Your mind is clear, your body feels ready to move, and you don't even need that extra cup of coffee to kickstart your day. That's the power of starting your morning with protein. You see, as men over 50, your body goes through changes you might not even notice at first. Muscle mass starts to slowly decline. Metabolism can slow down. And even small dips in blood sugar can leave you feeling exhausted before noon. Protein is one of the simplest ways to fight all of that. It feeds your muscles, supports your metabolism, and helps keep your energy levels steady throughout the morning. And here's something that might surprise you. It even supports healthy testosterone levels, which directly affects your strength, mood, and drive. But here's the thing most men get wrong. Many of us skip protein in the morning. You might grab a sugary cereal, toast with jam, or even skip breakfast entirely thinking it doesn't matter. Maybe you think, "I'll just grab lunch and it'll be fine." But that approach quietly steals your energy. Over time, it can leave you feeling weaker, foggier, and frankly older than you are. Now don't worry, it doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need to spend hours cooking or buy expensive supplements. A handful of nuts, a boiled egg, or a cup of Greek yogurt can be your morning game changer. Even adding a scoop of protein to a smoothie or some cottage cheese with fruit can do wonders. The goal isn't perfection. It's about giving your body the fuel it needs first thing in the day so you can feel alive, focused, and strong. And here's the transition you don't want to miss. Protein alone is amazing, but it's only part of the puzzle. Healthy fats, yes, the kind some people avoid, play an equally surprising and powerful role in your performance, your stamina, and even your brain function. Stick around because the next step might just be the one that changes everything about how you feel by mid-morning. Now that you've got protein covered, let's talk about something that most men completely overlook: healthy fats. And I don't mean the kind you see on fast food labels or in fried snacks. I mean the fats that your body actually needs to function at its best. Take John for example. He's 52, works out regularly, eats what he thinks is a healthy diet, yet he constantly felt mentally foggy, sluggish, like he couldn't focus on even the simplest tasks. He thought it was just age catching up, or maybe he wasn't trying hard enough. But the truth? The missing link was simple: essential healthy fats. You see, healthy fats from foods like olive oil, avocado, walnuts, chia seeds, and even fatty fish are absolutely critical for men over 50. They support hormone production. Yes, including testosterone, which directly impacts your strength, mood, and energy. They feed your brain, improving focus, memory, and mental clarity. Without these fats, your mornings, afternoons, even your evenings can feel like a slow, draining slog. Here's the common mistake most men make. They avoid fats, thinking they'll just add unwanted pounds. The result? Low energy, foggy thinking, poor recovery from exercise, and even dips in libido and performance. The right fats, however, don't do that. They give you the exact opposite effect. They stabilize your energy, support your mental sharpness, and help keep your body running like it should. The best part? Adding these fats is simple, quick, and inexpensive. You can start your day with a spoonful of almond or peanut butter, toss some seeds onto your morning oatmeal, drizzle a little olive oil over scrambled eggs, or even enjoy a small portion of avocado on toast. These small additions pack a huge punch for your performance, energy, and overall vitality. And here's the transition you need to pay attention to. Fats and protein together are powerful, but there's another factor that's often ignored, and it's just as critical for feeling energized and alive: hydration. Most men don't realize that even mild dehydration can silently sap your energy, affect your focus, and make you feel years older than you really are. Stick with me, because the next step is one of the simplest yet most overlooked ways to feel stronger and more alert every single morning. Alright, now let's tackle something that most men completely overlook, but it can silently steal your energy every single day: hydration. Think about Mark, a 54-year-old guy who thought his sluggish mornings were just part of getting older. He blamed age, blamed work stress, blamed poor sleep, but the real culprit? He was dehydrated. And not in some extreme sense, just mildly, but consistently dehydrated. That's enough to leave you feeling drained, unfocused, and a step behind before your day even really begins. Here's why it matters. When your body is even a little dehydrated, your metabolism slows down. Your stamina drops. Blood pressure can fluctuate, making you feel dizzy, weak, or lightheaded. Your muscles and joints don't respond as well, and your brain, well, your focus, clarity, and memory take a hit. Even mild dehydration can quietly sabotage your mornings, your workouts, and your overall performance, day after day. Now, here's a big misconception. A lot of men think coffee, tea, or even juice counts as hydration. Wrong. These drinks might hydrate you slightly, but they also contain caffeine or sugar that can actually pull water out of your system. The true secret, the real foundation for your morning energy, is plain water. Simple, pure, life-giving water. So what's the practical step here? Start your day with a full glass of water the moment you wake up. Not after coffee. Not after breakfast. First thing. Make it a ritual. Watch how your energy stabilizes, how your mind clears, and how your body starts to feel alive again. You'll be amazed how something so simple can have such a profound effect. And here's where it all begins to come together. Now that your body has the right fuel from protein, the essential support from healthy fats, and the hydration it desperately needs, there's one more powerful habit you can add that works like a secret metabolism booster. It's subtle, but it can completely change the way your mornings, and even your entire day, feel. Stick with me, because this next step is where the real transformation starts to happen. Now that you've got protein, healthy fats, and proper hydration working for you, let's talk about another key ingredient that often gets overlooked: fiber. And no, I'm not talking about just for digestion or to avoid being regular. Fiber does so much more than that, especially for men over 50, and it can quietly make a huge difference in your energy, your focus, and even your long-term health. Think about this. Many men skip fiber entirely. They grab that quick breakfast bar, a bagel, or just coffee on the run, thinking it's enough to fuel their mornings. But here's the twist. Skipping fiber doesn't just affect your stomach. It affects your blood sugar, your energy levels, and even your heart health. Without enough fiber, your blood sugar can spike and crash, leaving you feeling tired, irritable, and craving sugar long before lunch. That mid-morning slump? Very often it's not lack of sleep, it's lack of fiber. Fiber also supports your gut health, which is something most men never think about. A healthy gut helps your body absorb nutrients, supports immunity, and even impacts your mood and mental clarity. When your gut is happy, your body can extract more energy from the foods you eat, your immune system stays strong, and you avoid those frustrating energy crashes that make you feel older than you are. Here's another common misconception. Some men think adding fiber will make them feel bloated or slow them down. But the truth is, the right kinds of fiber, especially from whole foods, stabilize your energy instead of slowing you down. You're not just feeding your stomach, you're fueling your whole body for sustained performance throughout the day. So, what does this look like in practical terms? Simple changes can make a huge difference. Add oats to your morning routine, toss in some berries, or blend a small smoothie with spinach, kale, or other greens. Even a handful of seeds or nuts can contribute. The goal is consistent, steady nutrition that keeps your blood sugar balanced, your energy stable, and your body feeling strong. And here's the bridge to our final point, the last piece of the puzzle that ties everything together. You've got protein, healthy fats, hydration, and fiber all working in your favor. But there's one surprisingly simple habit left, a habit that can make all of these benefits multiply and turn your mornings into a true performance boost. Stick with me because the final step is deceptively simple, but it's the one that will make all the difference. Now we've arrived at the final key to transforming your mornings, and this one is often the most overlooked, yet the most powerful: consistency. Let me tell you about Steve. He's 55 years old. Like many men, he tried a few tips here and there, protein shakes, morning walks, coffee instead of breakfast, but nothing seemed to stick. For a while, he didn't notice any change. But then he decided to make just a few small, consistent tweaks to his mornings. A glass of water first thing, a handful of nuts with breakfast, and a bit of leafy greens in his smoothie. Just 2 weeks later, he noticed something remarkable. He felt unstoppable. His energy stayed steady, his focus sharpened, and even his mood felt brighter. He didn't suddenly turn into a superhero, but the difference was undeniable. Here's the explanation. It's not just one food, one habit, or one miracle ingredient that will make you feel younger, stronger, and sharper. It's the simple act of building a consistent morning routine that primes your body for peak performance. When you give your body what it needs every single morning, protein, healthy fats, fiber, hydration, you're not just fueling your day, you're training your metabolism, your hormones, and even your brain to operate at its best. Over time, the benefits compound. And here's the trap most men fall into, thinking that one superfood, one miracle smoothie, or one fancy supplement will fix everything. That's not how it works. Real results don't come from extremes. They come from small, intentional, daily actions that you repeat consistently. That's what builds strength, stamina, and confidence over weeks, months, and years. So here's the practical step for you. Pick 2 or 3 of these morning habits. Maybe it's protein, hydration, and a small serving of fiber, and commit to doing them every day. Track your energy, your focus, and how your body feels over the next month. Notice the subtle differences. Celebrate the wins. Even tiny improvements add up to big changes, and before you know it, you'll feel a renewed sense of vitality that you might have thought was gone forever. And here's the transition I want you to focus on. Understanding and implementing these habits isn't just about energy or performance. It's about reclaiming something much deeper. Your vitality, your independence, and the confidence that comes from knowing you're taking care of yourself in a way that actually works. That's what makes all of this worth it. You're not just changing your mornings, you're changing the way you experience your life every single day. Now, let's take a moment and be honest with ourselves. Watching your body age, it can be discouraging. You notice things you didn't used to, your energy isn't what it was, your focus isn't as sharp, and some days even small tasks feel like they take more effort than they used to. It's easy to feel frustrated, even defeated. But here's the truth, aging doesn't have to define you. It doesn't have to limit your energy, your performance, or your confidence. Not if you know the simple, powerful habits that can actually turn it around. Think about it, men over 50 like you can feel stronger, sharper, and more energized than they have in years. You just need to give your body what it needs consistently, every single morning. You need to fuel it with protein, nourish it with healthy fats, hydrate it properly, feed it fiber, and tie it all together with a small, consistent routine. These aren't gimmicks or quick fixes, they're habits that speak directly to how your body works, how it ages, and how it responds when you give it what it truly needs. Now here's where the perspective shifts. Instead of seeing aging as some kind of inevitable limitation, something that slowly steals your energy, your strength, your drive, think of it as an opportunity. A chance to take control, to actively influence how your body feels and performs. You have the power to choose habits that protect your vitality, sharpen your mind, and sustain your energy. Every small choice matters. Every small morning habit compounds into big, meaningful results over time. And here's something you can do immediately. Pick just one of these morning habits we've talked about. Maybe it's drinking a full glass of water first thing, adding a handful of nuts, or blending a small green smoothie, and commit to it tomorrow. Pay attention to how your energy feels, how your mood shifts, and how your body responds. You might be surprised by how much just one simple change can influence your day, your week, and even the way you see yourself. The most important thing to remember is this: it's never too late to feel younger, sharper, and more confident in your own body. You don't need to wait for a Monday, a new month, or some perfect moment. Small changes today, right now, can create massive results tomorrow. And once you start, you'll realize that aging doesn't have to slow you down. It can be the moment you take charge, reclaim your energy, and experience life with a renewed sense of vitality and strength. Alright, before we wrap up, let's take a moment to recap everything we've covered today. These are the simple yet incredibly powerful morning habits that can transform how men over 50 feel, perform, and experience their days. First, protein. Starting your morning with the right kind of protein fuels your muscles, stabilizes your blood sugar, and supports overall energy. Second, healthy fats. These aren't the fats you want to avoid, but the ones that feed your brain, support hormone balance, and keep you alert and focused. Third, hydration. Never underestimate the power of a full glass of water first thing in the morning. It wakes your body up, sharpens your mind, and primes you for the day ahead. Fourth, fiber-rich foods. Oats, berries, greens. They stabilize your blood sugar, protect your heart, and keep your gut and your energy balanced. And finally, consistency. Small, daily rituals repeated over time compound into massive results, keeping you strong, sharp, and full of vitality. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these habits do you already practice? Or maybe there's one that stands out, one you think will make the biggest difference for your mornings? Take a moment right now and comment below. I'm genuinely curious to hear your experiences. Sharing your journey could inspire someone else watching this video to take that first small life-changing step. And if you found today's tips helpful, don't just stop here. Hit that like button. It helps more men over 50 discover these life-changing habits, and subscribe to Elderly Advice for Life. Every single week, we bring you simple, practical advice designed to help you live stronger, healthier, and happier in your golden years. You deserve to feel energized, confident, and fully in control of your health, and we're here to guide you every step of the way. Finally, here's my parting thought. Start tomorrow with just one of these habits. Pay attention to how your body responds. Notice the subtle changes in your energy, focus, and mood. Over time, these small steps add up, and before long you'll feel the difference, not just physically but in your confidence, your vitality, and the way you experience life each day. Thank you for watching. Stay consistent, stay strong, and stay energized. And I'll see you in the next video, ready to guide you with more practical, life-changing advice for men over 50. Your best years are still ahead. Embrace them, fuel them, and feel the difference.